Thanks for checking out one of our videos here. This is going to be just a kind of a show and tell video about this particular unit. This is a Dare Enforcer model DE2400. It's a 6 output joule unit. It has a, someone always asks every once in a while, a 40 microfarad, like 900 volt, something like that, 1000 volt, I can't remember. 40 microfarad capacitor in there. But anyway, sometimes people will ask, so I sometimes say that. But anyways, we're an independent repair shop that works on electric fence boxes. We work on every brand, any brand, age you can think of, old stuff from 40, 50, 60 years ago, new stuff being built today. Some people will, take them to another shop, or take them to the local co-op, or send them to a distributor or whatever. Especially the older ones. And like, well, sorry, sir, we don't make any parts for these things. We can't get parts for them anymore. You have to, you've had it for 35 years or 25 years. I know it was a good one, but we can't fix it anymore. Well, don't let them tell you that. I mean, they can tell you that, but don't let that discourage you. Send it to a place like us. We're independent. We rebuild and retrofit stuff all the time. We keep a lot of old stuff going with new parts in them all the time. So don't let anybody ever tell you that just because it's old, it's junk. It's not junk. I mean, there are some junky ones out there, but not everything's junk. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's junk. So, but this is a Dare Enforcer DE2400, like I was saying earlier. It's a 6 output joule unit, probably like 10 storage or so, give or take. It's 600 acres, 100 miles, what it's rated for. Now, you got to watch these mileage, acreage ratings on these fence charts. These kind of get people in trouble sometimes. It's kind of a marketing thing a little bit, but what this mileage stuff and acreage stuff is based off of on this unit and some other brands that do mileage rating, 100 miles, Rebas, 50 mile Parmax, all that stuff. That is a single strand clean fence of high tensile wire. That's what this number means. So if you start using polyrope or that high tensile wire is 12.5 gauge, pretty stout stuff. So if you start using 16 gauge or 18 gauge or whatever, or you start using that polyrope, turbo braid stuff, or multiple strands of wire, that mileage rating just go right out the window. These numbers here are based off of high tensile wire, single strand, and perfectly clean, and best case build scenario with perfect ground system. That sort of stuff. So you have to kind of take that with a grain of salt a little bit and understand what this actually means. They don't tell you that in the books usually, and manufacturers don't explain it to you unless you call and maybe quiz them on it. Maybe they'll tell you then. But this is a unit we fixed for a customer. We're going to just test it out for you so you see what it reads. It hits about 6,500 to 7,000 volts, somewhere in that range, which is plenty of voltage, especially at 6 joules. It puts out a lot of power, and you don't need high voltage. You need the joules to really get the point across. 5,000 volts or 8,000 volts doesn't really matter. It's the joules behind the shock. It actually animal feels the voltage, just pushes the shock around the fence. So we're sitting about a little over 7,000 volts coming out of it. And then we'll put a tester off there real quick. Now we'll just jump across. We'll go to fence to ground, or ground to fence, doesn't really matter. Just kind of create this little spark gap here. So nice hot shock. These Dare units, which aren't bad at all, I mean, they can be fixed. They don't seem to have too much problems. They do go down as they age, and not like the last 20 years or 10 years. You might get, you should get at least 5 out of them at least. I mean, I've seen them be 7, 8, 10, 12 years old before coming in for repair, but don't think you're going to get 20 years out of them. I mean, maybe, but maybe on the newer versions they're better built. But these ones aren't bad. So if you want a decent fence charger for the money, look at one of the Dare units. I mean, they make small solar ones, medium solar ones. They make small plugins, large plugins, medium plugins like this one. All of them are fairly well built. They're not junk, but they're not the greatest, but they're not junk. So we're kind of getting, the good jolt for the money, that sort of thing. And they're not super expensive to fix. I mean, parts aren't super pricey for them, that sort of thing. So, but if you got one, you want us to go through it, troubleshoot it for you, get it figured out. We do give free quotes. It's that's just what we do. We're an independent shop. We don't work for anybody but ourselves. This is what I do for a living, is work on these things. I'm independent, work for myself. This is my livelihood, is working on fence boxes for people. So if you want to help me and make a little money, pay my bills for our kids and everything, send me a unit to work on, will you? And I'll fix you up. So we do put a 1.5 year warranty on everything that we do. On the repairs to a unit, we don't leave any stone unturned. Try not to anyways. And not a bad unit. All right, well, I need to close this one up, go grab another unit, and move on to the next one. So until next time, see you later on, and have a good day.